everybody. Welcome to this episode where we are privileged to have Chief Bob Pfirmann with us from Oceanside Fire Department. And he's out in California right now, so he was able to come to the studio via phone connection. So we really hope you enjoy this. And Willie, take it away.
Chief, thank you so much for talking to us. I'm going to start
Okay.
off by saying, tell me when you joined the Oceanside Fire Department.
Okay, I submitted my application to hose company number one in February of 1948.
Wow.
1948.
Wow.
Okay. And where did you grow up?
I was in Oceanside all my life up until 1975.
Okay. Where did you live in Oceanside?
I lived on Clark Avenue, then we moved to Silver Lane,
Okay. So
and that's where
over by host company that you stayed in that area.
right, yeah.
Okay. So here's a question. Who's the oldest guy you remember when you joined the fire department? Who were the old timers?
The old timer was Fred Nickies.
Okay.
Let's see. I remember Bob Terrell, and I really remember a lot of the old host company members.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Chief
Jack-
Chief Nickies was 1954. I think he was chief. He was a great guy.
Right, and John Sweeney, he was chief in '59, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And how old were you at that time?
Well, I was 18. I just at my 18th birthday is when I joined the department.
Okay. And do you remember who was the officers were in host company when you joined?
Yes. Let's see. I think it was Lou Highland, Jack Ackerman,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't think of the third person right now.
Okay.
My memory's not as what it used to be.
That's all our problem. What about Do
Yeah.
you remember who the chiefs were, or who was
Yeah, Russ David,
There you go.
and let's see who followed him. I just remember Russ.
And how
I can see the other guys, but I just can't recall the names.
okay, and how did tell me about Russ David? He ran. I was in the fire department band. That's how I got involved. So the Russell David Fire Department marching band. And tell me about Russ David.
Well, Russ was a go-getter. I mean, not only the chief, but then he did a terrific job with that band. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I nothing felt better than marching to Russ David's band. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's the general consensus through the years.
Yeah, and also the other chiefs were Larry Burlinghoff from Terrace,
Mm-hmm.
Floyd Thornton from Hose Company,
Okay.
and Southside was Kenny. Oh, I can't think of his name now.
How big was the band?
I think they had close to 40 members, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. And then when you joined the company, what truck did Hose Company have?
They had the Seagrave.
Is that
I think it was 50. Let's see. I think it was a 47.
47? Yeah.
Seagrave.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
that's
so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what Bob Jacoby told me also.
Yeah.
What made you join? Let me ask you a question. What did your father do for a living?
My father was in sales with Venetian blinds, and he was captain, I think, in '45, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so you followed in your father's footsteps.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And then he was department secretary, I think, during Russ David's
Yeah, no kidding.
run. Yeah. In
And-
fact, my father swore me in. I stood on the back step of Columbia's Baby Mac in the old Columbia Firehouse, and that's when I was sworn in.
No
Oh, wow.
kidding.
To count for me.
That's great.
Yep.
Okay, and then so do you know what year your dad joined?
My dad joined right at, think right after after Pearl Harbor, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Because Floyd Thornton lived across the street from us. And I think he talked my dad into joining.
Okay. All right. So did you have any brothers or sisters?
I had a brother, an older brother, and I got 3 sisters.
Okay. Did your brother join the fire department?
No, he had no interest in it. He
Yeah.
had no interest.
Okay.
Well, he served during the Second War, and when he came out, he wasn't interested in the fire department.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, but your dad and you, and then all right. So you joined the fire department. Tell me how it was when you first joined.
Oh, to me, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I was single, and we had some good times. I played softball. I was on the sailors racing team, and up until 1951 when I went in the service, and I enjoyed with the sailors, the racing team. They're a great bunch of guys.
Were you?
In fact, I think I'm the only living member of the original sailors.
Yeah, probably. I would think so.
Yeah.
Mr. Moyer, he showed me a photo of the 1950 Salamander anniversary party. And there had to be 100 guys. It was upstairs in the old Salamander. There had to be 100 guys.
The old house. Yeah.
And like he said to me, he goes, of all those guys, I'm the only one still alive. And it's like you look at it, and it's, you see all these 100 different guys, with their wives. And
That's true. Had some good old times in that old firehouse.
Yeah, so was Hose Company as it is now when you joined it?
Yes. Well, I mean, there's been changes, interior. They've changed the upstairs area and so forth. But I remember right after I was only in less than a year when we did over the meeting room downstairs.
Okay.
And the funny thing about it was Fred Nickies. He was the only guy that was painting the room with gloves on. That was Fred. I mean, we roasted him till the day he died, I think. Yeah.
All right, and going back in the day, what do you remember about going to fires? What big fires did they have in Oceanside?
Well, let's see. I remember St. Anthony's.
You do? You remember the underground church?
Right. Yeah, I think I was second lieutenant in Hose Company at that time. And
can you talk to me about that fire? Tell me about what happened there.
Well, I was told that it was a delayed alarm, that the crew that worked at the gardeners and whatever else they had working at St. Anthony's, the fire started, and evidently they tried to put it out themselves, and it got out of hand.
Okay.
So that's the story that I remember talking to Chief Billy G about it.
Okay, Chief. Yeah, I remember he lived on Foxwoods Road.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and then so you were there for that one. What other fires do you remember?
Let's see. I'm trying to think now.
C&J Bowl.
Yeah, that was me. Ernie Noon was chief. I was first assistant, and because it happened after the first of the year, it was charged on my record. No, but I remember pulling up there. I had my daughter in the car. I was at my mother's house on Silver Lane when the call came in, and I pulled up there, and they were trying to get the people out of the people didn't want to leave the bar.
Yeah.
And in fact, Ernie Noon got a little physical with one guy, but tossed him out, But that was quite a fire. Quite a fire.
And
that was probably the biggest fire that during my term as well. I actually wasn't chief yet, but during my year.
Okay. Well, Fred Robinson, Chief Fred Robinson.
Oh yeah.
So I was talking to Fred, and I was talking to him about it, and he said I brought up C&J Bowl, which he was young then, And he says, "Oh yeah, I was at that fire." And we passed on it. And then after we got done talking, he says, "Yeah, My father was bowling there, and I was there in the bowling alley when the fire started. They got us out the door." I was like, "Oh, you would?
Yeah.
I guess we got to go back and talk about this again."
Yeah, it went fast, I'll tell you that. Well, I understand there was 2 or 3 false ceilings in that place, and being redecorated or overhauled, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And that the fire was up in there. That had evidently been burning for quite a while before anybody discovered it.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I
Okay.
think what happened was the ceiling dropped down, and that's when they realized that the place was on fire.
What time of the day was that?
It was around 6 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And it was around supper time. I know that.
And how long did you stay?
Oh, probably till 6 o'clock the next morning,
Yeah, yeah.
at least.
Okay. Can you think of any other fires off the top of your head of
Well, we had a pretty good year as far as losses. We didn't have anything real big, except I had that 85,000 gallon gasoline spill at Oil City on Labor Day weekend.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the story with that? That one of the tanks leaked?
Yeah, well, evidently, Sunoco didn't have any security there on weekends.
Mm-hmm.
And the last check was made on Friday, and Friday afternoon or Friday evening. And on Sunday morning, I got a call for an investigation. So I got down there. My God, there was gasoline all over the place. You remember the old mosquito ditches?
No. Go ahead. Tell me.
Well, they had drainage ditches all in that area. We called them mosquito ditches. Usually had water about 3 foot high in them. But a plug had dropped out of one of their lines. And it was a plug about 2 inches round. And the gas just flowed out of that tank.
Wow.
And it got all over the place. Went under the railroad tracks, under the junkyard, and into the canal.
It was just a gas spill, it didn't ignite.
Yeah, no, it didn't. It didn't ignite, thank God. Because if it had ignited, all those homes along that canal would have been gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because there was about 4 or 5 inches of gasoline on top of that water.
Oof.
And I was there. We were 37 hours.
Wow. Wow.
And we were so fortunate that we didn't have a fire. I mean,
Yeah, I'll say.
even the fire marshal from the county, I think it was Lloyd Ryan, came down, and he complimented on the job that we did, because I had the whole battalion.
Mm-hmm. I was just going to ask you that.
Freeport Hose 3, Bayview, they had a foam generator, and they backed it up to the canal, and they covered that whole canal in a short time.
Wow.
So that saved us a lot.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But, we were there every day the next week. Different spots were popping up with gasoline, and we'd go down and flush it out and so forth. But we were very fortunate that day.
Yeah, absolutely.
We could have lost every one of those homes along that canal.
Mm-hmm.
The people were upset because it was Labor Day weekend, and they wanted to go out on their boats.
Yeah.
Of course, we said no. But
Oh, that puts a wrench in the plans.
Okay.
oh yeah.
All right, I appreciate you telling us about that, because it's something. It's great to hear from you that were there. You can read about it all you want, but you got to hear from the person that was there.
Yeah. Well.
So let me ask you. I know you told me the last time I spoke to you. You knew my grandfather, John Hamilton, Salamander.
Right.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I remember growing up and my grandfather going to all the parades. You remember going to the parades all over the place?
Oh yeah. And we had a very good record.
Yes.
For many years.
Yeah. So
Department, we always showed up always come home. We never came home skunked.
Yeah.
Let's see it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember, I always came home with a lot of noise, all the trucks blowing their horns, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
big party. Where was the state parade when you were chief?
I had Niagara Falls,
Oh, there you go.
and I didn't take the department because I just it was a big expense,
Mm-hmm.
and it was
You
I-
can't get
I-
any further.
no, you can't get any further. In fact, we stayed in Canada.
Mhm.
We couldn't get a reservation in Buffalo or anywhere. So, but
So who went up with you? Just the Chiefs?
just the Chiefs. Let's see, Ned Carter, Charlie Kaufman didn't go. Eddie Bedell went.
Mhm.
Eddie was my youngest chief,
Mhm.
and we. In fact, we shared a hotel with Freeport Fire Department, and their guys got a little bit too rowdy. So we come back from a meeting, and they told us we had to get out. So, and it's just one of them things, you know. And I had a very good relation with Freeport, Chief Johnny Capozzoli.
Okay.
In fact, I just talked to him last week, and he's been diagnosed with bladder cancer.
Oh,
But
that's-
he's they think they caught it in time, so I hope so.
Yeah. How old is he?
Johnny's about, I think he said 88. I'm not sure.
Okay.
'Cause I'll be 94 next month.
Okay. That's great. How you feeling? You're okay?
Yeah, I just got a lower back problem. My wife, she fell back in 21 in April, and she broke both her legs. One they
Oh.
couldn't operate on because she was too old.
Mhm.
They said it would be a 6 to 8 hour operation, and she wouldn't pull through.
Mm.
So I had her in hospice here at the house 9 months,
Yeah.
and I slept on the couch next to her, and because we had the bed set up in the living room,
Mhm.
and I think that's what ruined my back. But she passed away in November of 21.
Oh, so
sorry to hear.
sorry.
Well, 1 month shy of our 69th anniversary.
Oh,
Wow.
God bless.
Yeah.
What brought you to California?
Well, I pushed a gasoline tank around New York City for Texaco for 17 years. And you know the stories you hear about the Long Island Expressway
Yeah.
traffic, right?
Mhm.
Well, I could go to work. I lived on Pine Street. I could leave my house and be in the terminal in Brooklyn in 40 minutes at 5:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But if I got through work anytime after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it would take me almost 2 hours to get home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That hasn't changed.
So we made trips to California. I had a brother-in-law out here in San Francisco.
Okay.
So we'd come out here and visit once or twice a year. And all of a sudden my wife says, because I was getting fed up with the commute.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just decided on the spur of the moment, sell the house, and we're going to go to California. And we did, 1975.
Wow.
And are you glad you did?
Yes. Well, now, because with my wife gone, and I got my 3 sisters, 2 of them, one's in Oceanside yet, another one's upstate outside of Albany, and the other one just moved from Silver Lane to Denver, Colorado to be with her daughter.
Wow. Okay.
So, but I got 3 grandsons out here, but one of them lives down in Long Beach. He's very close to me.
Mm-hmm.
I have another one that lives maybe 2 or 3 cities away from me. But sadly to say, my youngest one, I have no contact with.
Mm-hmm.
So, but other than that, my biggest support right here now is the local fire department. These
Oh, yeah.
guys are absolutely great. They check on me every day.
Oh,
Really?
wonderful.
Is that a
call it-
volunteer fire department?
No, it's paid
Paid?
department. They have 45 active men. They
Okay.
got 5 stations now. We're going to put up a 6th station. And I got involved back in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
We formed the chief of the department came to me and asked me if I'd be interested in forming a senior group. They called it Seniors Assisting the Fire Effort Safe.
Mm-hmm.
So we put it together, and we did. We supported them. Anytime a second alarm came in, we'd get together. We'd take water and towels out to them,
Very nice.
and we supported all their affairs and everything. And I tell you, these guys, every time I walk in, they say, "Once a chief, you're always a chief."
Yeah, there you go.
I had so many meals at these firehouses.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I walk, "You hungry, chief? We'll fix something for you to eat."
That's great.
But-
That is great.
And I have things, I have trouble getting my arms up over my head.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, I went to change a light in my guest bathroom, and I took there was a globe on there, and it's the one with the little screw in the center.
Yeah.
You take that off, and I got the screw off, and then
And you got zonked?
Ba-boom.
and I couldn't control the globe coming off,
Right.
and it went in a million pieces on the floor, right?
Ooh.
So I had trouble finding another one. So just yesterday, one of the guys stopped here, took the globe off my laundry room, and put it in the bathroom. Took them 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they came, they changed plumbing fixtures for me. They do everything. They come, they cut my lawn,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
cut
great.
my bushes, and it's
It's-
unbelievable.
It's funny, Chief. Of all the interviews that we do, the common element is that when they become members of the fire department, number one, they gain lifelong friends, and
true.
also it's like a family within itself.
It's a brotherhood,
Yes.
actually.
Yeah.
And I still have my uniform, so I attend funeral services and so forth with them.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to as far away as Santa Rosa. I've even gone down to Los Angeles
Very nice.
when they send a group down, and it's hard to explain how I feel because it's just I know if I need anything, all I got to do is pick up the phone.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
You
That's,
know?
that's fantastic.
It is. It really is.
So, I really appreciate you talking to me. Just tell me about the social end of joining the fire. You're just talking about that now out in California. When you joined Host Company, do you remember the parties and going to the other
Oh, yeah.
firehouses?
Oh yeah. I remember. Columbia used to have a fish fry on a Sunday. I guess they'd all go out and go fishing on a Saturday, come back, and they all had, I think, bluefish.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd set up a big barbecue outside the firehouse in the parking lot. And God, the companies would come from the whole battalion there.
Oh, wow.
And, it's a host company. We would go out down the Reynolds Channel, get a couple of bushel of clams, bring them back to the firehouse, and I don't know, Bill Kerner,
Mm-hmm.
he was a chief, I think, in Hamilton Beach in Queens.
Mm-hmm.
But he moved to Oceanside. I think they made him an honorary chief, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But we'd open the clams, he'd cut them up, and he'd put a huge almost like a bucket of clam chowder.
Wow.
We put the call out. The battalion would come Sunday morning. There'd be more fire trucks on Evergreen Avenue and Henry Street.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
But,
I was talking to Tommy Pellegrino from Host Company, and we were talking about the eggnog party, and guys would come and be there for 12 hours, and
yeah, they started them after I left Oceanside, so
Yeah.
I never got involved in them.
okay,
But I understand that they were quite the party.
yes.
Was there always one company after another? Like always something somebody was having or hosting something?
It seemed that way, especially during the summer. They would, I forget what Southside used to have a thing, and
So there was always some place to go or something to do.
there was always some rescue always had something going on.
Yeah, I was in
sorry.
Rescue. That was my company, Rescue.
Yeah, I was sorry to see they disbanded you guys, huh?
Yeah, they disbanded the Rescue. They disbanded the band, and it's like my whole career over there is gone.
Yeah. I feel bad about the band because that's what held the department together. I
Yeah.
think really.
Yeah, that was the junior fire department before there were junior fire departments.
Right.
And I was talking to, Freddie Robinson came through the band. I said, Freddie, do you realize how many guys came up through the band and became chiefs and fire commissioners in Oceanside?
Right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Chief Red
Yeah.
Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
I understand he's not doing too well.
Yeah, he's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to the ex-chiefs, because I said, there's a guy, I wanted to talk to him about the band and get his, and then, I've been hearing, no, you can't go talk to him anymore. And I said, we got to get on the ball here and start talking to guys.
Yeah. Well, I when I was back in September, I was back for 8 days,
Mm-hmm.
and I had rented a car, but the day I got there, that night, I was in the hospital in South Nassau. I was there for 3 days, and that kind of screwed up all my plans that I had.
sure.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I canceled the car, and fortunately, Chief Billy Lynch,
Uh-huh.
he's a great guy, I'll tell you. He came to my sister's house, picked me up, took me around, took me to all the firehouses on that Sunday.
Yeah, good.
And I hit them all but Terrace.
Mm-hmm.
Terrace had something going on, sort of a memorial for one of the chiefs.
Okay. Yeah, Tommy Bettis, right?
Tommy Bettis, yeah.
Right.
And I didn't want to interfere with
Mm-hmm.
but I got a great welcome from all the other companies,
Very
Southside,
nice.
and I wanted to try and get to see Chief Red, but it just 3 days in the hospital screwed my whole vacation up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
did a
Billy
lot
Lynch
change since when you came back for that visit?
I really didn't see that much change,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just more or less interested in seeing some of the old timers,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, there's not a lot of them around anymore.
Right.
I guess I'm outliving them all, I think.
Yeah. Not good. That's good.
Anyway, I really enjoyed it. Billy took me over to the
Columbia?
county, the fire museum over where
Right.
Mitchell Field used to
Oh,
be.
okay. Because Billy actually does like a nice little history thing in the Columbia Firehouse, a little museum over there. It's nice. It's good.
Yeah. Well, I did get to see Freddie.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to get together, but he went to Florida on Tuesday. So.
Yeah.
But other than that, I had a real good visit. And one thing, I'll tell you something funny. Out here in California, you cannot get Manhattan, the red clam chowder.
Yeah.
Oh, right. No way.
So the first place Billy took me to was down to Pete's Clam House. And I had, believe it or not, I had 2 bowls of red clam chowder.
And well, you
But,
should.
Hey, good for you. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to wrap up, Chief. I got to say to you again, thank you so much for coming on and talking. It's really enlightening. And you know what? I said 50 years from now, some young guys are going to be listening to these tapes and saying, wow, listen to what
Yeah,
we missed
yeah.
back in the old days.
Well, I think I'm fortunate that I got Well, like I said, I'm working my 76th year as a member.
Yeah,
Wow,
that's
good
fantastic.
for you. God bless. Gosh,
Just
what
I hope
what was your favorite in your tenure here in Oceanside? What was your favorite part about the department?
it was just the camaraderie.
Yeah.
You know, there were so many friends, and I enjoyed working with the department.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, let's face it, at that time we were one of the biggest departments on Long Island.
Yeah. Who
I
was
don't know.
your rival? Was Freeport your parade rival?
Freeport was our rival, right? And I had a real good. Well, all the chiefs in the battalion at that time.
Right.
It was Eli Alterac from Long Beach,
Mm.
Al Damone from Island Park, Bobby Simmons from Baldwin, and Johnny Capizzoli from Freeport. And Johnny and I were still great friends. I talk to him every week.
Wow,
Mm.
that's fantastic.
I'm praying that that he gets through this. 'Cause I'm a 3-time cancer survivor.
Oh, good for you. God bless.
Yeah, I had colon cancer,
Mm.
had liver cancer,
Wow.
and I had cancer behind my right ear.
Mm.
And I'm doing fine now. No
knock wood.
effects.
Wonderful.
So,
Wonderful.
but
All right.
so anyway, but anyway, I thank you for this. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, our privilege
Excellent, Chief.
and our pleasure.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk to the other guys, and maybe I'll call you back one day when Freddie's here or Billy Lynch, and talk again about some other stuff that went on.
That sounds great. God willing, I'll be here.
Yes, God will. Chief, thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Thank
you, Chief.
Right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Thank you once again to Chief Bob Pfirmann from Hose Company 1, who was kind enough to join us via telephone all the way out from California. It was so good to speak to him, and I hope we do get to speak with him again real soon. And thank you once again for tuning in to the Firehouse Chronicles, where we document history. Please be sure to like and subscribe to get notified of the latest uploads. This program is recorded, edited, and produced at Penn Street Studios, all rights reserved. We do hope to catch you on the next episode, and until then, stay safe.